Hi, what's up? How are you guys doing? So yesterday I was on stream and we watched Painblade's last video. It's probably not his last video anymore because he drops vids like every 2 hours. But basically we watched his vid about how the anniversary wasn't really feeling like an anniversary and how like it didn't have enough content and all that, which I totally agree with. Don't jump on me already, Timmy. I'm not gonna diss him. Don't worry about it. And basically agreeing with that, then we kind of talked about how having a few things added into the game would be like a great things. And the main one was a thing that I'm kind of pushing for a long time now. If you're watching my streams, you kind of know about it. But basically, I wanted to actually make a proper video about it and share it to the most people I can. And maybe if this gets enough like views and like people agree with it, then maybe it can change something. It's giving the Lulu vibes. I know I'm probably like not gonna make a change at all, and it's probably never gonna be that famous or anything like of an idea, but I don't know. I want to think that I matter, so yeah, I'm still gonna make it. Honestly, I don't give a shit. But first, before this video starts, make sure you're supporting me on the Netmarble Creator Program. I have 2 running codes right now that I'm sending every day to new supporters, and I have 3 upcoming codes as well. So if you're not supporting anyone, make sure you check the link in the description and the pinned comment below. It's totally free. You just need to link your game account to your Netmarble account and you'll be able to support me. And for all supporters, there are active giveaways on the Discord, so make sure you are also joining the Discord. So basically, my idea comes from AFK Arena, right? So it's a game that I played. I'm not really proud of playing that game, but it was quite enjoyable at the beginning. Then it gets kind of will heavy, and yeah, there's flaws in the game. That let's say that it's Tencent anyways. So like if you know the game company, you kind of know where you're going to. This idea that I have is also in like a shit ton of other gacha games. I think it was in Netmarble's Tower of God game, if I'm not mistaken. And basically, I think what we lacked during the anniversary was the release of something completely new. Because like as much as Yomugant and like whatever his name is like new in sense of like we didn't have him before, it's still a new wobble, and it's like already the 4th one. And like to add to that, most people are not even farming Yogg right now because like the rewards are fucking shit, and most people just clear the wobble for the sake of clearing the wobble now. Like they don't really care about it, and it's not really an endgame content either. Like if your endgame content is wobble, that says a lot about the game, because it shouldn't be that. Like an endgame content shouldn't be something that you need to farm every week. It's something that you need to like clear once and like be proud about it. And like, so in my opinion, that's what it is, right? Add to the 4th wobble the fact that story is pretty boring, trials are updated every 6 months when they are updated, and that honestly pod guild boss and like BOT are being the same thing on repeat for like the past year. So in my opinion, you basically get the same boring schedule and routine over and over again, and I kind of think it sucks, because like the game has great potential, and as much as it's a gacha game and that it's kind of like supposed to be this way, I feel like there's not enough like content to actually like break your head on. Like there's actually not enough hard stuff that you're like stuck on for months until you actually make it, or like not even months, like maybe weeks. And like, when you actually make it, even if you are a whale or a free to play, like you actually feel proud of yourself, right? And like if you're a content creator, that's like great content as well. But basically, I'm gonna go over that afterwards, because like I have a bunch of notes on my side, because like I don't know, I'm gonna talk a lot. I'm sorry if it's like a big yap vid, but I don't really care. Right off the bat, I'll tell you this: I'm not going to mention possible like PvP or co-op, because I think that's a given at some point, but it's not about that. Like the video is not gonna be about that. So I would hope that they're kind of cooking co-op and PvP, so like that's the reason they don't drop fucking content. But I mean, yeah, like I said, it's not about that. So my idea basically is 5 towers slash dungeons slash portals, whatever you want to call it, right? Each tower being restricted to one and single element, right? In my head, this is how the whole thing is gonna work. 5 towers, 5 elements, 5 weekdays, right? So each tower is open on one day specifically, just like the gems, but like the gems is 2 things per day. Here it would be just Monday you have water open, Tuesday you have fire, Thursday you have light, dark, and then wind, so on. And on the weekends, all the towers are open so people can grind during the weekends, which is when people have the most time, right? So like during the weekdays, if you can grind it, that's cool. And during the weekends, it's basically you can grind infinitely, right? I feel like the tower ID kind of resonates with the soul leveling manual as well, because there was like a tower and there was 100 tiers. So in my opinion, you need also 100 tiers per tower. You can just copy paste the tiers, right? It doesn't have to be like different bosses for every tower and everything. I think that makes no sense anyways. And so like I said, 100 tiers, that's what makes the most sense in my opinion. And I think it kind of makes it future proof as well. So what I mean by that is basically if you have 100 tiers and you scaled the difficulty properly, by the moment it drops, for example, I would like, for example, the 31st levels to be clearable by most people, like most free-to-plays that have been playing for a long time, and let's say the first 50 to be clearable by whales, right? So like 30 for free-to-plays-ish, 25, like depending on how good you are, and then 50 for like whales. So like you have like a 50 stages margin where like current whales can't clear it, or like barely, and then the 100 is like impossible, right? You need much more like stackings, and like maybe for sure like hunters and shit. Doesn't matter. I feel like this could make it really fun, so people have something to grind for, and not just like being a waiting simulator game. Because like if you only make 20 stages and everyone can clear it, it's basically gonna be fun the first 2 days, and then you're gonna wait for the next update, which will be in fucking 6 months, just like the trials, and that makes no sense. So that's one thing for sure. Second point I want to have is making it impossible for other elements to be used. In my opinion, you can't have other elements being involved, because then you're going to be able to do the Suhyun cheese, or like Beast Bike cheese, or just use hunters that are just too good for one certain element, and that makes no sense. Also, having a tower for each element, make it so like a new hunter that comes out, and that's not the element of like the current wobble or like the current fucking guild boss, still has some use. Like you can still have fun with it. But like I'm gonna go over that afterwards. So far I only thought about making it hunters only, but I feel like you can just copy paste it into Songjinwoo as well. Obviously Songjinwoo would have to be scaled much higher, because like you have blessings and you have shadow step and you have all that, but they can just make it so like it's like 500k more BP required, or like 50% more stats or whatever. Like they can just make up shit. One thing that's pretty easy as well for them is that the bosses already exist. Like they designed enough bosses until now to make it easy. Like you do one big boss every 5 levels, so let's say like Iberg, Spider, Igris, Lycans, Vulcan, Baran, Deimos, Yogg, whatever. Like every 5 levels you have one of those big staple like bosses, and then in between, so like first, second, third, fourth would be like those little bosses that you can encounter in like Simulation Gate or like gates. And finally, I want to make it so it has world rankings. I feel like that's one thing that's missing a lot on this game, is like something to actually compare yourself with the others, because that's the main thing with gachas. You want to be able to measure your EPness. Like as much as we don't want to make it look like that, it is like that. Like Tapal drop vids just because he want to show he's the best. I drop vids like on like dumb shit like no weapons Yogg to show that I'm the fucking insane guy that does it. Like it's always about the EPness at some point. So having world rankings, it gives also the people the incentive to play. It feels rewarding when you're able to clear something, because you can say, oh, I'm ranked this in the world and I'm free to play. Oh, I'm ranked this in the world and I'm better than them guys. Like, you know, like for example, you're a free to play, or like you're kind of low spender, and Painblade sucks at the game because we know he does. And so you're better than him and you spend less money than him. So you're gonna feel good about it, right? So like, I'm sorry, Pain. So like basically, I think that's the main thing I wanna like. That's the main thing I thought about basically. Then I want to talk about like rewards, right? So like rewards wise, I feel like you'd still have to give people the incentive to play, but you have to make it so it's not OP and like broken, because if you make it so it's broken, it just widens the gap between spenders and non-spenders, and people are just gonna get mad about it, because people just get mad about everything. Good rewards, but not game breaking. So like tickets I think is good, golds would be nice, time crystals, shadow crystals, and then I guess you could put like fucking hourglasses, extracts, like upon clearing each floor, right? That's like one thing. Of course it doesn't have to be exactly that, but I feel like the rewards needs to be decent. It also could be like a great way to get rate up tickets, because there's no really good way to get rate up tickets. From guild boss we get weapon tickets, we get really low but we still get some, and from story we get black tickets. So I feel like if you put rate up tickets in that would be nice. And then on top of like the first clear like rewards, I want a weekly ranking reward system. So just like the trophy weekly reward system, where like for example, like when you're at that amount of trophy you get that amount of essence, I want to have it so like the top 1% of like the world ranking gets X amount of stuff, like could be essence, could be anything, right? And then 5% gets X amount of stuff, and then 10%, and it also gives people the incentive to actually work towards it. Also, I want to add something. I feel like the world ranking should also have like an overall thing to like know how many overall tiers you cleared. So like you have the each tower have a ranking, and then the overall ranking. I think that'd be cool. And basically you can take that overall ranking for the 5%, 10%, 1%, blah blah blah. And that's basically the whole idea. I think I've been yapping for like a long time right now, and I'm just gonna go over like real quick why I think it would be cool, because I guess I kind of have to like make it like appealing. So first of all, obviously it's content, and then secondly it's more reward, so that's like the obvious stuff. And then in my opinion, it also gives people the incentive to grind and strive for something again, right? Because I miss the times where like getting 3 trophies on like a story level was something that you could be proud of and that you could like tell people and then tell people your strat and stuff. Like I feel like there was way more sharing your strats around things back then. Like I also miss the good old like trials grind where people would find new ways of doing a certain stage and they would like share it, and then people would make a vid about it, and then people would talk about it in Discords and Reddits and whatever. And like it gives more like people the incentive to actually talk about like something and help other people. Like I feel like I really miss the like competitivity aspect of it, but also like the community help aspect of it. Like people would just look for strats, try new stuff, and like right now it's not really the thing anymore. Also, I gave yesterday the example of like Lichstream, right? So for those who know him, he's a great guy. For those who don't know him, shout out to him and like make sure you check his channel out. So basically, he's like a low spender slash free to play. I don't know really. I think he low spends, and basically he always finds great ways for free to plays and low spenders to do great in BOT. So like I feel like those towers, right, could make more players like him and would overall like make a greater environment. But yeah, to wrap up, maybe I'm just a Delulu whale in La La Land, but I unironically think that would make a difference in the game, and I would actually make a lot of like player come back or like more people stay. Like I see whales quit, I see free to plays quit, so I feel like that could make a difference. And honestly, not to mention for content creators like me or like the other ones, like the bigger ones, it makes way more content being available, and it actually makes it less repetitive for us as well. Because Zaf and Pain wouldn't have to make like the 1,000 code vid of like the week, and I would not have to make fucking Yogg no weapons vid, and I'm just shooting at everyone. Don't take it personally. So I even shot myself. So yeah, I feel like that would be great. I don't know if I'm right, I don't know if I'm wrong. Anyways, if you enjoyed it, make sure you drop a like, comment, and I don't know, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Mainly I'll probably send that vid to like every content creator so it gets a bit of views. Maybe we do something. Like I said, maybe I'm just Delulu though, but it is what it is. Thanks a lot for listening to me, obviously, and I'll see you guys in my next one. See ya.